Good morning class 6. This is your English class. We have already started chapter 3.1 of unit 3, that is about the topic gardens and gardening. So students, open page number 69 in your English book. See, in this page there is a topic planting the seeds. Okay, let's read what is given in this topic. In a garden, seeds are mostly planted in rows. So, in a garden, how seeds are mostly planted? In a garden, seeds are mostly planted in rows. Rows means in order. Seeds are mostly planted in a garden in order or in rows. They are planted in specially prepared seed beds. What seed beds means? See, seed bed means an area of fine soil for planting seeds in. Okay? An area of fine soil for planting seeds in. They are planted in specially prepared seed beds. The seeds are planted in a garden in a specially prepared soil. In a specially prepared fine soil, seeds are planted in a garden. As a rule, they should be sown twice their diameter deep. As a rule, the seeds are sown twice their diameter deep. Then they should be covered with fine soil. After sowing the seeds should be covered with fine soil so that the surface remains loose and moist. What moist means? Moist means slightly wet. Okay? Moist means slightly wet. So, after sowing the seeds should be covered with the fine soil so that the surface part remains loose and remains wet. This will help in the sprouting of seeds and in the growth of seedlings. What sprouting means? Sprouting means producing new shoots or leaves beginning to grow. Seedlings means young plants newly grown from seeds. Okay? So, this will help in the sprouting of seeds. So, this will help. Means what will help? After sowing the seeds, fine soil should be covered the seeds and it will help the seeds to sprout. Sprout means to grow new leaves or shoots. After sowing the seeds should be covered by the fine soil and the surface remains loose and wet for this, and it will help the seeds to grow new leaves or new seeds, new leaves or new shoots. Okay, it will help the seeds to grow new leaves or new shoots. And in the growth of seedlings, and it will help the seeds to grow as a new plant. Some seeds sprout in 3 or 4 days. There are some seeds, those sprout within 3 or 4 days. Others may take a week or more, and other seeds grow within a week or more. Okay, so there are some seeds, those are grown in 3 or 4 days, and there are some seeds, those grow within a week or more. As soon as the seeds have begun to sprout, the new seedlings must be taken great care of. When the seeds have begun to sprout. When the seeds have begun to grow its new shoots and new leaves, then the new young plant that has grown from the seeds, you have to do a great care. You have to do a great care of these seedlings, of this new tree that grown from the seeds. This is the most important time in the life of a plant, and this time is the most important time of a plant when they grow from a seed. If it is not watered properly, the tiny plantlet will die very soon. What plantlet means? See, plantlet means little plant. Okay? If it is not watered properly, if you don't give enough water at the time, at the birth time, at the growing time, the tiny plant will die very soon. If you don't give properly water to this little plant, it will die very soon. Sometimes we need to remove a growing plant to another place. Sometimes we need to remove a growing plant to another place. It is called transplanting, and it is called transplanting. Sometimes we need to remove a growing plant one place to another place, and it is called transplanting. It has to be done quickly, and you have to do it very quickly before the plant grown too much. The root must be kept moist and surrounded by earth. The root of the plant must be kept wet and surrounded by the earth. Many seedlings are not easy to transplant. Okay, many seeds are not easy to transplant means there are many seeds that is not easy to transplant them, to remove them to one place to another. It is not easy for many seeds to remove them one place to another place when they are grown. Such seeds should be sown in the spot where they are to grow. Okay, that's because those seeds have to sow in the proper place where they have to grow properly, where they are grown properly. Okay, as it is not easy to remove some seeds to one place to another place when they are grown, that's because those types of seeds have to sow in their proper place where they are grown properly. If the seedlings come up too close together, they should be thinned out. What thinned out means? See here. Thinned out means some taken away. Okay, thinned out means some taken away. If the seedlings, if the growing plants come up too close together, if the growing plants are grown very close, we have to take away one or two plant to clear this place. Okay, and after doing that, the plants can take water and light for their food. Now see, there is a topic, garden tools. Okay, see, the spade, the fork, the rake and the hoe are the basic garden tools. Okay, so what are the basic garden tools? The spade, the fork, the rake and the hoe are the basic garden tools. There are various types of spades. There are various different types of spades. They are all used for digging, and all different types of spades are used for digging the soil. They should have clean, sharp edges so that we can cut the soil easily, and the spades should have clean and sharp edges so that we can easily cut the soil. Forks with 4 tines are also used for digging. What tines means? See here. Tines means prongs, pointed parts of a fork. Pointed parts of a fork is called tines. Okay. So, forks with 4 tines are also used for digging. Forks with 4 tines are also used for digging the soil. Some forks have larger number of tines, and some forks have larger number of tines. They are used for handling manure and similar materials. This type of fork are used for handling manure and similar materials. The rake is used for smoothing the soil after it has been dug. Okay, the rake is used for smoothing the soil. What smoothing means? See here. Smoothing means making the surface smooth and even. Okay, smoothing means making the surface smooth and even. The rake is used to making the soil surface smooth. Okay, the rake is used to make the soil surface very smooth after it has been dug. After the soil has been dug, the rake is used to smooth the soil surface. It is also used for gathering leaves and grass that has been cut. And this rake is also used for gathering together leaves and grass those has been cut. Okay. So what are the use of rake? The rake is used to smooth the soil surface after the soil has been dug. And it is also used to gather the leaves and grass that has been cut. The hoe is used to loosen soil and uproot weeds. Okay. The hoe is used to loosen soil and uproot weeds. The hoe is used to lose the soil and uproot the weeds from the garden. There are various types of hoe. There are various types of hoe. The most common is the Dutch hoe. The most common hoe is the Dutch hoe. It has to be pushed as it has its blade sticking out forward. The hoe has to be pushed as it has its blade sticking out forward. Some hoes have to be pulled as they have their blade sticking in backwards, and there are some hoes that have to be pulled as they have their blade sticking in the backwards. If you have a big lawn in your garden, a lawnmower will be necessary. Okay. What lawn means? Lawn means ground covered with fine grass, especially in front of a house or as part of a garden. Lawnmower means a machine for cutting grass on lawns. Okay. If you have a big lawn in your garden, then a lawnmower is also necessary to use the lawn properly. But for a small patch of grass, you can use shears. But for a small patch of grass, you can use a shear. Shear means what? Shear means a large cutting instrument shaped like scissors. Okay? A large cutting instrument shaped like scissors is called shears. Okay? For a small patch of grass in your garden, you can use shears. They are like an enormous pair of scissors. The shears are like an enormous pair of scissors. There are shears for cutting hedges also. Okay, you can use also shears to cutting the hedges. They have thicker blades and stronger handles. These shears have thicker blades and stronger handles. With these shears, you can cut the hedges and you can patch, you can remove the small patch of grass from your garden. And they have thicker blades and stronger handles. This type of shears have thicker blades and stronger handles. Metal tools should be cleaned, welded and hung up after they have been used. Okay, metal tools should be cleaned, welded and hung up after they have been used. Okay, after metal tools have been used, after using the metal tools, you have to clean this metal tool and you have to weld. You have to add a weld with this metal tool and hung up. Okay, after using metal tools, you have to clean these metal tools properly and you have to add weld nicely on this metal tool and you have to hang up. Cutting tools must have their cutting edges sharpened from time to time. Okay, cutting tools must have their cutting edges sharpened from time to time. A cutting tool must have a cutting edge to sharpen from time to time. They should be greased before they are stored. These cutting tools should be greased before they are stored. A watering can and a wheelbarrow are also useful gardening equipment. Okay, what wheelbarrow means? Wheelbarrow means an open container for moving small loads in with a wheel at one end and two legs and two handles at the other. Okay, so a watering can and a wheelbarrow are also very useful as a gardening element. Okay, as a gardening element, a watering can and a wheelbarrow is also very important. You can have a pair of rubber boots to work on muddy ground. Okay, you can use a pair of rubber boots. Okay, you can use a pair of boots, those are made of rubber, to work on the muddy ground in your garden. A pair of gardening gloves can be useful to protect the hands and to keep them clean. Okay, you can use also gardening gloves. Okay, you can use also a pair of gardening gloves in your hand and it will protect your hands and keep your hands clean. If you use gardening gloves in your hand, it will protect your hand and it will keep your hand very clean. It has been said that one is nearer God's heart in a garden than anywhere else in the world. Okay, so it has been said that one is nearer God's heart in a garden than anywhere else in the world. And if the garden is one of your own, it is no less than paradise itself. What paradise means? Paradise means heaven. So, and if the garden is one of your own, if you have your own garden, it is no less than paradise itself, and it is like a heaven to you. If you have a own garden, if you have a own garden, it is similar to a heaven to you. Okay, grow a garden of your own and you will know what a store of peace and pleasure lies therein. If you grow a garden of yourself, of your own, then you will realize which peace and pleasure it can give you, the gardening can give you. Okay, if you will grow a garden of your own, it will give you your peace of mind at heart, and it will give you much pleasure. See, there are the pictures of all gardening equipment. This is the picture of spade, this is the picture of spade, this is the picture of rake, this is the picture of shears. Okay, once again I am telling, this is the picture of spade, this is the picture of rake, this is the picture of shears, this is the picture of fork, this is the picture of hose, this is the picture of rake, this is the picture of lawnmower, this is the picture of wheelbarrow, and this is the picture of watering can. So students, you have to read this chapter properly 4 and 5 times.